The email hit my inbox like a sucker punch to the gut, the subject line glaring in bold. Christmas plans. Final list. I clicked it open, expecting the usual family cheer from my sister Elena, the self-appointed holiday dictator. But there it was, buried in the third paragraph, casual as a weather report. We've decided to keep things intimate this year. No place for losers cluttering up the vibe. Sorry, Alex, but after your latest career pivot, we think it's best if you sit this one out. My coffee mug slipped from my hand, shattering on the kitchen tile with a crack that echoed the splintering in my chest. Loser. From my own blood. The word burned like acid, humiliation flooding me as I reread it, each syllable a fresh stab. I was 38, freshly laid off from a tech job that had promised the world, now scraping by on freelance gigs that barely covered rent. But loser. That was the label they'd slapped on me, right there in black and white, from the family who'd preached, blood is thicker than water my whole life. I paced the cramped apartment, the worn linoleum sticking to my socks, the faint hum of the fridge mocking my isolation. Outside, snow flurried against the window like tiny accusations, blanketing the Chicago streets in a deceptive peace. Heartbreak clawed at me first, raw, ugly sobs that I choked back, not wanting the neighbors to hear. Elena, my older sister by 5 years, had always been the golden child. Successful lawyer, married to a surgeon, 2 perfect kids in private school. Mom and Dad doted on her, their pride a shield against my failures. And me. The middle child, the dreamer who'd chased startups instead of stability. Resentment bubbled up, hot and bitter, mixing with the anger that made my fists clench until my nails bit into my palms. How dare they? After I'd driven Mom to chemo appointments last year. After I'd loaned Dad money when his pension dipped low. But now, because I was down on my luck, I was expendable. Loser. Denial set in as I slumped onto the couch, the springs groaning under my weight. Maybe it was a joke. Elena's humor had always been sharp, edged with cruelty she disguised as tough love. I dialed her number, fingers trembling, the phone slick against my ear. It rang 4 times before she picked up, her voice bright and artificial, like tinsel on a fake tree. Alex. Hey, what's up? I'm in the middle of wrapping gifts here. I swallowed the lump in my throat, forcing calm. The email. About Christmas. Is that for real? A pause, then a sigh, heavy with feigned sympathy. Oh, that. Yeah, look, we're trying to make it a positive space this year. No drama, no sob stories. You've been going through a lot, and we don't want to bring everyone down. Bring everyone down. My voice cracked, betrayal twisting like a knife. I'm family, Elena. What the hell? Alex, come on. You've been moping since the layoff. Dad said you called him last week whining about bills. We just want joy, you know? Laughter, success stories. Not whatever you're dealing with. Whining. I'd asked for advice, not pity. Fury surged, but I bit it back, my mind racing through fantasies of justice. Storming their holiday dinner, flipping the table, screaming until they felt my pain. But no, that was too raw, too immediate. Doubt crept in. Was I really a loser? Had I failed them somehow? The call ended with her breezy, "Love you, bye." And I sat there, phone limp in my hand, obsession taking root. Revenge. The word whispered in my mind, cold and seductive. Not hot-blooded destruction, but something calculated, calm. They'd regret this. That night, sleep evaded me. The city's distant sirens weaving into my thoughts like ominous unders. I lay in the dark, the glow of my laptop screen casting shadows on the walls, as I scrolled through old family photos. There we were 5 years ago at Christmas. Me grinning with my ex-girlfriend, Elena toasting with champagne, Mom's frail smile post-treatment. Heartbreak twisted anew. Mom had leaned on me then, confiding fears she hid from Elena. But now, excluded like a stray dog. Resentment hardened into resolve. I'd make them feel the sting of betrayal, but subtly, letting it unfold like a slow poison. The next morning, frost etched patterns on the window like fragile veins, and I brewed coffee with mechanical precision, the aroma sharp against the chill. Guilt flickered, were they right? Was I dragging them down? But no, this wasn't about self-pity. It was about justice. I started small, researching. Elena's firm handled high-profile cases. Her husband, Mark, was a cardiologist with a spotless reputation. Dad ran a small accounting business. Mom volunteered at the church. Vulnerabilities everywhere if I looked. Moral conflict gnawed. Family didn't destroy family. But they'd destroyed me first, hadn't they? With a single email. Called Dad testing waters. His voice was gruff, laced with discomfort. Son, Elena's just trying to keep things light. You'll bounce back. Bounce back from what, Dad? Being called a loser by my own sister. He hesitated, the silence thick. She didn't mean it like that. We're all rooting for you. Rooting from afar, apparently. Suppressed rage simmered as I hung up, planning my first move. Nothing overt yet. I'd attend their intimate gathering uninvited, but not as myself. No, as a ghost in the machine, planting seeds of doubt. I hacked together a fake email account, mimicking Elena's style, and sent subtle messages to the extended family. Reconsidering the guest list, Alex might crash anyway. Thoughts. Chaos would ensue, whispers of division. But as days blurred into weeks, the plan evolved. Snow piled outside, muffling the world, mirroring my insulated fury. I fantasized elaborate schemes, exposing Elena's affair, I'd suspected 1 year ago from overheard calls, or sabotaging Mark's career with anonymous tips. Fear tempered it. What if I got caught? Doubt warred with obsession, nights spent staring at the ceiling, heart pounding with what-ifs. Yet the humiliation fueled me, a constant burn. By mid-December, the city twinkled with lights, festive carols drifting from shops, but my apartment felt like a bunker. I met a friend, Jake, at a dingy bar, the air thick with cigarette smoke and regret. Neon signs buzzed overhead, casting red glows on our faces. "Dude, that's messed up," Jake said, nursing a beer. "Your own family. Screw 'em." I nodded, but inside layers peeled. Anger at them, guilt for plotting heartbreak over lost bonds. "I want them to hurt like I do." Jake leaned in, voice low. "Then hit where it counts. Money, reputation. But careful, man. Revenge is a boomerang." His words echoed as I left, the cold wind whipping my coat, snow crunching underfoot. Back home I dove deeper, uncovering dirt. Elena's firm had a whistleblower case brewing. A quick anonymous email to a journalist could ignite it. But moral grayness loomed. Was I becoming the monster they accused me of being? Christmas Eve approached, tension coiling like a spring. I drove past their house on the suburb's edge, lights glowing warmly through windows, laughter spilling out. Parked in shadows, I watched silhouettes move, resentment choking me. They were toasting without me, erasing my existence. Cold resolve settled, tomorrow the first strike. Christmas morning dawned crisp and merciless, sunlight glinting off fresh snow like shattered glass. I woke with a start, pulse racing, the plan crystallized overnight. No explosions, no confrontations, just a calm unraveling thread by thread. I'd start with exposure, but twisted poetically. Elena prided herself on perfection. I'd shatter that illusion from within. First the gift. I wrapped it meticulously. A custom photo album, sourced from old drives and social media scraps. Inside not just happy memories but annotated truths. Page 1. Our childhood, with notes on how Elena bullied me silently, stealing credit for my ideas. Deeper. Evidence of her cutting corners in law school. Photos of parties where she cheated on Mark before marriage. I dug it all up, piecing it like a puzzle in the dead of night. Moral conflict raged. This was betrayal's mirror, but justified. My hands shook as I sealed it, addressing it anonymously to the family home. Driving there, the radio played cheerful tunes that grated like nails on chalkboard. Suburbs unfolded in manicured lawns, holiday decorations twinkling mockingly. I parked a block away, hood up against the wind, and slipped the package into their mailbox, heart hammering. Suspense built as I drove off, imagining their discovery. Confusion turning to horror as pages turned. Back in my apartment, the wait was agony. I paced, coffee cooling untouched, inner thoughts a storm. What if they trace it? What if it backfires, uniting them against me? Obsession gripped tighter, fantasies of their faces paling, secrets spilling like blood. Guilt whispered, but resentment drowned it. The call came at noon, Elena's number flashing. I let it ring twice, steadying my breath. "Alex, you son of a bitch." Her voice was a hiss, fury barely contained. "What?" I feigned innocence, pulse thundering. "The album. Anonymous, my ass. Who else would know all that crap?" Denial first. "I don't know what you're talking about. I'm home alone, remember? No place for losers." He paused, doubt creeping. "If it wasn't you, then who?" Subtle hints. Maybe someone closer. Tension heightened as she ranted, revealing cracks. Mark questioning her past, Mom in tears over family skeletons. Suppressed rage leaked in her tone, manipulation failing. I hung up, cold satisfaction blooming. But that was just the opener. Afternoon brought phase 2. Digital shadows. I'd set up bots weeks ago, innocuous at first, posting old photos on family forums, tagging them in forgotten scandals. Now activation. A thread on a legal subreddit, anonymous tip about Elena's firm burying evidence in a case. Not lies. I'd verified through public records, her name tangential but damning. Hits rolled in, comments piling like avalanche stones. By evening, texts flooded from cousins. "What's going on with Elena? Heard about the firm, yikes." Heartbreak mingled with triumph. This was fracturing them as they'd fractured me. Night fell, city lights piercing the dark like accusations. I ventured out, snowflakes melting on my skin, to a overlooked park. Wind howled, carrying distant bells. Inner conflict peaked. Was this revenge or self-destruction? Fear of consequences loomed. Legal backlash, permanent exile. Then the twist. My phone buzzed, Mom. Her voice frail, trembling. "Alex, come over. Please." Hesitation, then resolve. I drove, arriving to chaos. Lights blazed, voices raised inside. Elena opened the door, eyes red-rimmed, face a mask of humiliation. "You," she spat, but Mom pulled me in, hugging tight. The living room reeked of tension. Wrapping paper strewn, gifts half opened. Mark paced, phone in hand. Dad sat stony. Mom spoke first, voice breaking. "The album. It made us see. We've been blind, Alex. Elena's been controlling everything. Even the email, she wrote it, but we let her." Elena's facade cracked. "I was protecting us from his failures." But revelations poured. Mom confessed Elena's manipulations, hiding Dad's gambling debts, pressuring them to exclude me. Mark admitted suspicions. The affair confirmed by album photos. Shock rippled through me. My revenge had unearthed deeper betrayals, not just against me. Poetic justice twisted. Elena's obsession with perfection had isolated her now, family turning. Guilt surged as Elena sobbed, layered motivations clear. Her cruelty stemmed from fear, her own insecurities masked by success. Moral grayness enveloped us all. In the end, no triumphant gloat. We talked till dawn, raw emotions spilling, anger, resentment, eventual fragile forgiveness. But the twist lingered. My calm revenge hadn't destroyed them. It had exposed the rot, forcing healing. Yet in quiet moments, obsession lingered, a shadow. Had I won or merely survived? As snow fell anew, blanketing old wounds, I wondered if revenge ever truly ends, or if it just reshapes the scars.